I'm Perry Red. This is Socially Speaking. I just want to take a minute to share with you our commentary from the other side of the tracks. You should be as bitter as I am. We just watched this country, who chose a leader who has tyrannistic tendencies, conduct one of the most egregious offenses from man to man you've ever seen. But for those of us, within my Socially Speaking audience, who happen to be black, we know what that looks like.
This ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
You're right now not in a very good position.
Volodymyr Zelenskyy, welcome to America. This is what it feels like to be black. I watched these two white males attack another white male with disregard for his humanity, his dignity, his courage, and his loyalty to this country. And I watched them destroy a relationship, an allied relationship that could strengthen this country's national security in Eastern Europe. I saw the creation of an adversary. Now, don't get me wrong. Volodymyr Zelenskyy knows who's on his side. He knows that he has done nothing to make the United States an enemy. With the election of Donald Trump, the joy I can just imagine that Vladimir Putin is feeling and seeing and experiencing right now is a coup. I cannot for the life of me understand how any American can expect Volodymyr Zelenskyy to bow down and kiss the ring of Donald Trump.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
It's unrealistic to me when America could have created an ally and a stable barrier against anti-democratic forces by supporting with a full-throated funding of the military of Ukraine against an adversary. How they could just throw it out the window. It makes zero sense to me, except the fact that we have already known for at least the last 5, 6, 7 years that Donald Trump, as petty as a tyrant as he's exhibited himself to be, wanted some get back at Volodymyr Zelenskyy when he was asking in that famous phone call, that quid pro quo phone call, to do a favor for him and get some dirt on Joe Biden, who for some strange reason has appeared in Donald Trump's mind as the worst nemesis to his ascent to power. I will say this, that the American people, you, me, we are the worst nemesis to Donald Trump's ascent to dictatorship, to tyranny. to colonialism, to imperialism. What he wants is money and amassing individual wealth. That's why when it came to Gaza and his proposal to turn the Gaza Strip into a resort, he even tweeted pictures of his name on a hotel on the Gaza Strip. If that doesn't tell you something, that doesn't say this is the siege for the violation of the Emoluments Clause of the U.S. Constitution, I don't know what will. But I do know this. By handing your adversary, Vladimir Putin, who wants a homogenous nation, Russia, along with the colonialism of all of those satellite Russian fiefdoms, those little kingdoms, Belarus, he wants Ukraine. That's why he went after Chechnya in 2014 and got it. His desire is to conquer Ukraine because it is the one puzzle piece in his desire for a USSR again, the United Soviet Socialist Republic. What he wants again is total control of all of Eastern Europe. And for those countries with autonomy now, if you don't stand with Ukraine, he's coming after you. He's coming after Poland. He's coming after, he's going to turn all of those countries in Eastern Europe into little Russias. And then the ones who remained silent, who did not give a full-throated support to Ukraine, coming after you. Talking about France. Talking about Spain. Talking about the UK. This is important because we, as black people in America, know that if he can get away with the disrespect he showed to that human being in the Oval Office today, he's going to do it to us. Same white men I know in my life that tried to make me kiss ass, be quiet while they insult me, as they impugn my character. Send me Alicia to say you're sorry. Sorry for what? For you being racist? For you trying to deny me opportunity? For you denying my autonomy? I know what I can do. I know my capabilities. I know my capacity, and so do you. And you expect me to be a kiss ass? Well, in the words of a philosopher I once encountered, fuck you. You got to be kidding me. And I think that Volodymyr Zelenskyy did what men do. Socially speaking, Zelenskyy stood up for himself and stood up for his people.
Red Media.